Hey guys, it's Brendan Borman back for another 270 video. Today I'll be trying out Amy Coney Barrett for the first time, taking on Ronald Reagan, Bernie Sanders, Jeb Bush, and John McCain. This is a 3-minute timer. Let's look at Amy Coney Barrett's stats. She does have a 35% big conservative. However, we're going up against Ronald Reagan, who does have a 40%. So even though that she doesn't have a gun lobby bonus, I'm going to go in gun lobby and in evangelicals, just so I can get two of the national groups. In a 5-person game, I would play much more conservatively than a 4-person. However, Bernie Sanders did just drop out, so that's probably not what I would have done if I had known it was 4 people, but that's okay. Sometimes that's how the game works. And so I will go ahead and finish off both of those national groups on turn number 2. It looks like that Jeb Bush is going into New York and Florida, while John McCain is going in the Rust Belt and into Texas. And there's that $70,000 per turn big conservative bonus for Ronald Reagan. And so I really have to be careful here. Swing states is a good bonus for Amy. She does have a 25%, but in a 4-person game, it's really hard to have a core of swing states just because all of those swing states are so important for other groups. So what I'm doing is I'm going to continue with the national group strategy, and I'm going to expand into women's movement. I do have a slight bonus there, and then I'm going to put some pressure on in big conservative. Now, I am going to go ahead and take it this turn. This is a little bit of a risk, but the earlier I do it, the better, and I cannot give Ronald Reagan high-tech and oil and gas out of California with that big conservative, or he will be pretty hard to beat. So we do flip that. It's a 67,000.5 per turn, but that takes away 70,000 per turn from Reagan. And right now, it's a pretty good matchup, a pretty good board for us, considering it is turn 6, because really McCain has manufacturing out of Texas. He doesn't have oil and gas yet. He doesn't have ag. New York and Florida are currently to Jeb. He does have that AA bonus, but right now he doesn't have town and gown. There isn't high tech. So there isn't one player who's just running away with this board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save a little bit of money here and expand into the swing state. So I have the potential to get the swing state bonus. However, it doesn't look like that I'm going to decide to do that, because look at all that money that's invested. Colorado, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio, Florida. I'd have to spend a pretty penny to do so. So this is very interesting. I don't think this is a great strategy, but I'm going to try it just for this video's sake. I'm going to save not my money. I'm going to save time and enter all these open states now. Of course, it's turn 7. We are not that close to a ballot. However, by doing so now, I will put some pressure on my opponents. I'll have such a high EV count with that national group money. I won't have any state groups, but now I can just kind of play the field and sit back and pick my spots. So I do have 544,000, which is still the class of the field as far as money goes. I'm not putting pressure on New York yet. My goal would be to maybe get some variation of one of the 3 big bonuses, where that's the $100,000 for AA, $100,000 for swing states, or $100,000 for high tech. Now, I don't have any of those right now, so what I'm going to do is go into states like Indiana and Kentucky, Connecticut, some 7, 11, 8 EVs. And so if I need to flip some later, I'll be in those states while I continue to low spend and just spread out across the map. Looks like there was quite a bit of money spent in Pennsylvania, so they'll likely clash next turn. And then Virginia was maxed out by Ronald Reagan. So a few observations. Ronald Reagan is someone who continues to max out states, so I'll use that to my advantage knowing that in the future. Whereas in Florida, for example, Jeb Bush has diamond hands. He's not spending money despite the pressure and the overwhelming money on my end. And so I can use that to my advantage later on if I do an unexpected timely steal. Now it is turn 9. We are quite a ways from a ballot, but I really have to decide what am I going to do here, because I could go for the Old South. I could go for Florida here. I could go for even Pennsylvania, like go to the 9th pip and just try to flip those EVs for everybody. But then that only hurts me because I'm spending a lot of cash. That there's a chance there could be someone who doesn't spend there, and I'd waste all of that. Plus, Ronald Reagan isn't in Pennsylvania, so if the three of us are going at it, that gives Reagan an opportunity to maybe take an advantage. So what I'm going to do is just expand into all the other states I haven't been in yet, including Illinois, Utah, Arkansas, which is locked. And so the good thing is no new bonuses are really allocated. Now we have over $1 million on turn number 10. There are a couple oil states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, that I'm facing pressure from Reagan. But other than that, it's just really Maryland. And I could see Reagan maxing it out eventually anyway. So I'm not going to put any new money into Maryland. I just really need to survive. So if there are 538 EVs and you divide that equally among 4 players, you actually need to make sure that I am above that so that I can mathematically stay alive. There's Wyoming that gets maxed out. And, honestly, New York or Florida are pretty much mine for the taking if I want them. So I'm not going anywhere. My next thing is going to be, how do I pivot in a way where I can maximize the bonuses? I kind of annoyed that I lost Gun Lobby a few turns ago to Reagan, so I'm going to take it back. And then this is like the first turn that I think that Reagan actually could take his big conservative back. I don't think he does, but I'm just going to go ahead and ensure that I keep that bonus, because that would be a pretty big money flip if I were to lose it. Just playing around with some things here. I can't really get the AA bonus this turn. What I could do is maybe prioritize Town and Gown, or I could just wait a turn or two. It's crazy because as much money as I have, all the states being entered, we really are not that close to a ballot. So Gun Lobby flips back, and it looks like turn 12. So Pennsylvania did get locked finally. So now we're sitting at 100 EVs. I'm not in Texas yet. I have 1.55 million. Let's go ahead and take the maybe the guaranteed steals. That only leaves me $200 left. So, I don't think Jeb's going to defend. So I'm going to go in Minnesota, Missouri to get Town and Gown with New York. And then if I go in Florida, there's not really a way I can get swing states. Maybe I can get AA, but I don't think I can get AA this turn. I'm just going to let it ride, maybe save a couple, 50,000 just to have extra. So Florida still works. Illinois is locked. So we are going to get Town and Gown, assuming we get New York here. Okay. Interesting that Reagan also enters. But we are long past him. South Carolina flips, as does Tennessee. So that's a big 20 EVs. Takes away the AA bonus, gives us Town and Gown. And now we are in a great spot to get that AA bonus. Okay, so let's look and see, where are these candidates. North Carolina could be a potential good state. Arizona, I don't think Jeb will defend. If he does, I don't think he'll defend my 1. So I could play it safe and just go to the 3rd pip and avoid a clash. Get that kind of state group funds toward my account once Jeb is out. But I also have a ton of states here where I'm facing pressure myself, or I only have 1 pip. So maybe I can go for swing states if I can just happen to get Arizona, Wisconsin, North Carolina, and Florida. So there's Arizona. North Carolina, so far so good. Nebraska's locked by Reagan. He's continuing that trend. Okay, good defense by McCain in Wisconsin, so we won't get swing. There's the AA bonus, and Jeb Bush does forfeit on the end of turn 13. So that leaves just Ronald Reagan and John McCain to duke it out with me. We are up to 240 EVs. I think I'm not going to play around with North Carolina. I'm going to lock it. There's a good chance we actually clash there because McCain is super close to swing states, and I don't see him going for Florida. He could go for Arizona. And I'm going to go ahead and lock North Dakota just because there's that oil and gas potential, plus with D.C. and Arizona, and keeping one of Missouri in Minnesota, I can lose the other and still keep the Towning gown. Okay, so anyway, that'll spend all my money. There's a big clash in Louisiana, so that obviously helps me quite a bit. Maryland, I'm surprised is not locked by Reagan, but he does take the 10 EVs. We do get North Dakota successfully, and the leads in both the Latino states of Nevada and New Jersey. That's the end of turn 14. We do get that $57,000 bonus in the Old South. And so now it's going to be pretty close between John McCain and Ronald Reagan. It really doesn't matter to me who is out. Neither myself or McCain is in California. Neither Reagan or myself is in Texas. I have access to a lot of the states that Reagan has. They have those high-tech states. They're locked. I have access to all of the swing states and manufacturing states that McCain has, just in case they go for a max out in Louisiana again. I'm going to go about halfway, use my Old South money, which is not really good anywhere else. And then all these states where I have one pip, I'm going to go to the second pip. And I thought about trying to steal Kentucky, but you know what? I'm just going to let it play out however they duke it out among themselves. Normally in a multiplayer, I'd be more aggressive and try to get a certain candidate at the end. But I feel pretty good about my spot here. And that money, that cash, will roll over to the next turn. So we are able to enter into Texas without conflict, which is huge. Big mistake there for Ronald Reagan, but he wanted to make sure that he did survive. And he just does with that Wyoming flip. So now that we have enough cash to go up in Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, and then I have Louisiana, I could lock that and go West Virginia. Actually, I have North Dakota already, but Pennsylvania is a high-tech state. He'll likely go in there. Illinois, so I'm going to get export. I'm going to get ag. I'm going to get manufacturing, oil, Latino. Lots of bonuses coming my way at the end of this turn. And so even though I didn't prioritize state groups in the beginning, this has really worked out for me. Ronald Reagan has been stuck with just high-tech this entire game, and that is the ballot round. So just going to max out Pennsylvania, do a couple moves here. I don't expect Reagan to really put up much of a fight on this ballot round. So that'll just about do it. I want to say thank you to everyone who has tuned into this video and all of my videos as the channel continues to grow. You can join the 270 Lounge on the Facebook page, and if you have any questions or ever want to challenge me to a practice match, you can reach out to me at Brendan Borman on Facebook. And I appreciate everyone who always reach out for questions. I am by no means the best player in the game, but I do strive to do it the best I can and play as many top players as possible. And I appreciate all the feedback, so leave a comment if you have a video suggestion that you want to see. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And this is Brendan Borman saying until next time, I will catch you guys in the next 270 video.